You want to get something, you're going to refuel that glycogen into the muscles. You want to like initiate the recovery steps. You want to get food, you want to get energy in as fast as you can. So you want to go with the more fast acting sources. So what that calls for is I'm going to go big stomp. Oh, Ivana, what's your stomp?
No, it's just one foot. Use your other foot. Can you squat? Squat. You should do like 5 perfect squats in a row. Squat. Really like this. Squat.
All right, what is up, Raw Nutrition YouTube? I am IFBB Pro Brett Wilkin, and today I'm going to take you through a full day of eating for myself at 12 weeks out from a bodybuilding competition. So let's get to it. All right, so what I'm really going to do today is just bring you through a normal day for me, especially right now, especially being in the prep. A lot of the days are very similar with everything having to be on point. So kind of just showing you guys what that involves for me, entails for me. So as you saw, we just got my morning session done, I call it. Usually involves some form of cardio, so I did 20 minutes of cardio today. I did some stretching because I'm training back this morning, so I really wanted to open everything up. So I really worked on my shoulders. That's one huge thing with me is just range of motion. So a lot of range of motion things, stretching, flexibility, but also some ab work there too. So we got a little bit on film there of me doing that. I use this, I'm fortunate enough that I was able to set up my whole porch with kind of a morning setup. So I have calves out there, I have ab equipment, you know, I have some low back equipment, as well as obviously a bike, and then many things to do with, you know, stretching on the ground, different devices. So I'm able to do a lot of stuff at home, which helps a lot and saves a lot of time. So as you saw, I have this little one, a 13-month-old that we have right now that we are honored and privileged to be with. And she's a lot of fun, but she's also a lot of work. So that's part of adjusting and making things work, which has been new for this prep for me, but I absolutely love it. So with that, what happens there? So after the morning routine, I come in here, come to the kitchen, which I spend, you know, probably 5 hours of my day at in general, which you guys are going to see. But in the morning, first thing I always do is a morning, I call it my digestive drink. So it's a greens and digestion drink. It's all from, obviously from Revive Sups. What that entails real quick is obviously water. So I want to make the drink out of it. I'm going to put lemon juice there for digestion. GI Plus with some EAAs, glutamine, and daily greens. So I think these are vital. Obviously you're getting your, I'm not a huge, you'll see throughout the day, I'm not a huge vegetable guy. I do put some vegetables when I need to, but I even as a little kid, I never ate vegetables. So that's probably my biggest downfall when it comes to eating is the non-vegetables. But I get a lot of that from the daily greens. Obviously GI Plus is gonna help with your GI tract. Glutamine is huge for digestion. I take about 3 scoops of this a day, once since you're working and one in the PM. This is gonna, like I said, besides muscle recovery, is a huge component of digestion for the stomach. So this is vital for your morning drink. And then of course, just getting your daily amount of essential amino acids. I like to just knock them out in the morning. I'll get a little bit more throughout the day, as you'll see, but it's important to do that. These are, I won't go over all these, but these are just the sups I take first round in the morning. The recommended doses. The main ones here, obviously, liver, lipid, kidney, blood pressure. Turmeric is huge, vitamin C, and acetyl. These are what I need in my preparation right now, which you guys, everyone has different needs. We have everything at Revive, check it out. Anything and everything you can think of when it comes to internal health supplementation. It's helped me over the last, I think 6 years now I've been with Revive, and it's been an absolute blast. So finally, the newest product from Raw that I'm drinking the shit out of. I just actually had a full scoop of this out while we're doing, so how I do this is I do one scoop of this in the morning with a big jug of water. This is the new product called Replenish, and obviously it's just a hydration drink, so electrolyte mix. Has a lot of sodium in there to really make sure that you're hydrating with the water that you're drinking as well. But this has been vital right now, especially being down in Florida with the training intensely like we're doing. I pretty much just sweat all day, as you guys saw out there. But this has helped me immensely and keep making sure that I stay hydrated. I'm not getting too dehydrated from the constant sweating. It is a battle all day. You know, I probably drink 2.5 to 3 gallons of water plus a couple servings this every day. But that's part of living down in Florida and enjoying the summer, right? So that's where we're at. I'm going to get all this stuff together, get it down, and then we will head to meal 1. Okay, meal number 1. All right, this is gonna be starting off the day. It's usually a little something bigger. As you guys will see today, me still being 12 weeks out from a competition, I am someone that still has to eat a lot of food. So today's total, I mean, maybe we'll count it up on this video, but it'll be somewhere between 4,500 to 5,000 calories consumed today on a training day. Just because we really haven't needed to cut food dramatically, but also I don't usually have to get done, even on a prep, I probably won't get under 3,500 calories in a day. That's just because you have to fuel the muscle. So, you know, me being somebody that my body should probably carry, my frame should probably carry 185, 190 pounds. And I have 275 pounds on it right now, so that's a lot of extra muscle that needs to be fueled. So if you're doing this right and you have you know, if you're like me and have a good metabolism that works properly, you still have to eat quite a bit. It's just a lot of very clean food, and it's going to fuel your performance, and you can still lean out that way too. So we're gonna start off today. We're gonna get the meal number 1 is gonna involve something you'll see multiple times a day, and that huge product that I've been using for years. And this is actually, I got it out here for you. This is rice and grinds from Pride Foods. People call it, you know, a rice cereal or a cream of rice is what it can be categorized. But this is just their version, and it's a flavored version. So I really, really like that. Obviously the taste wise, but also the consistency. I think this is the best consistency, and it's the cleanest. I know a lot of people get that orange box from the you know, grocery store, Uncle Ben's or whatever, maybe Uncle Jerry's, I don't know. But that one has a lot of iron in it, as well as it's a brown rice. This is actually white organic rice. There's no iron in it, so it's a very cleaner version. And like I said, it's just the consistency. I'm something that I'm huge on, like consistency of foods, of, you know, how they feel in my mouth. It's kind of a weird thing, but this is something that I always use daily just because I can get it down very easily. And cream of rice is great because you can get a lot of carbs in and not have to eat as much food as I would say. So like if you get 100 grams of carbs worth of rice or cream of rice, you know, if you try to do that with just regular rice, you're eating, you know, 400 grams of cooked rice, which for me, that would take, you know, you sit there and you're just eating rice for a long period of time. It takes too long. So this is a way that condenses it down. I feel it sits in your stomach better. So that's why I really like to have it pre-workout, which you'll see later. But I also do it here in meal 1. So what we will do here is we're going to do 135 grams of dry weight. So I like to mix them. That's why there's 2 different colors. So this is peanut butter and this is coconut cream. I've kind of became a connoisseur of rice and grind, so I've found what flavors kind of taste best together. Like I said, just trial and error. So I do this mixture of peanut butter and coconut cream, and it's very, very good because then you also add some almond butter. So you can still diet and taste pretty good too. So that's what we're gonna do today. So 135 grams here. This just involves me microwaving it, and then I will show you the additions here in a second. All right, so rice and grinds is cooked up, and so what we will do now is I'm gonna add a little cinnamon. This is just for extra flavoring. Goes pretty well with this. And then this is also from Pride Foods. It's just their almond butter. I really enjoy it just because it's extremely clean. It's just roasted almonds and it has a little bit of, for this one, it has a little bit of vegan chocolate chips, coconut sugar, coconut oil, and so it gives you a salted chocolate flavor. So this is just, I'm gonna do 25 grams of almond butter here and just drizzle it over the top. Then I will put this in the fridge for now. This goes in the fridge. Probably about 5 to 10 minutes just to cool off. It is still very, very hot. And while we are doing that, we are moving to the next thing, the protein sources. So meal one of the day includes 4 eggs. So we're doing 4 eggs and then 5 ounces of chicken. So obviously we're just gonna do this here on the stove top. And what I will use is, for the 5 ounces of chicken, I use MegaFit meals for all my protein sources. I do some ground beef, I do steak, I do chicken, as well as fish. Fish isn't in the diet yet, but it will be, so I'll get that ready. So this is just very, very convenient. So all you do is grab and go. I just keep it in my fridge, and then I'm able to just weigh things out. It saves so much time, especially throughout the day when you're eating 6 meals a day. If I didn't do this, I was telling someone just a little bit ago, I'd probably end up spending about 5-6 hours in the kitchen every day if I actually had to cook all my proteins. But luckily, MegaFit covers me there, and they are awesome. So still love that. All right, there you have it. That is meal one. So finishing touchings with a little bougie everything bagel sesame seasoning on the eggs, which I like. But like I said, 4 eggs. We have 5 ounces of chicken for the protein sources and fat sources. 135 grams of dry cooked rice and grinds for the rice cereal. 25 grams of almond butter, and lastly, 1 banana. So this is meal one. We just started for the day. And then we will be back in a little, not too long, don't worry, for meal number 2. It's time for meal number 2, which is also pre-workout. So usually I always train after 2 meals on the day. I'm not much of an eater in the morning, so as you saw, I take my time with that morning routine. I usually eat my first meal 9:30ish, and then I eat again at like 12:30ish, and then we train at 1:30 or 2. But what are we going to do today here? So it's always been the same. So this is something John Meadows showed me, geez, 9-10 years ago. Is he introduced me to cream of rice, like I was talking about in meal one. But he introduced me to having it before training. So you want to pick some kind of food source that you get very familiarized with. That way that you always have that same feeling. So it's like if you're eating something and your stomach feels off, don't do that, right? So you want to always eat the same kind of thing that your body, it almost kind of goes in mode like, hey, I know I can digest this very well. I know it's about to train, because whenever I eat this meal, I usually train right after. So I feel like that has worked after 10 years of doing this. Like when I have my, my rice and grinds meal, cream of rice, it's just like my body knows that like I'm gonna digest this very well. My stomach's gonna stay tight, my waist is gonna stay tight, and it's time to get to work. So I've never had any issues of throwing up during training. If I have, it's just because it was a brutal leg day and it was probably just water at the end of the workout anyway. I've never actually thrown up any rice and grinds or anything like that. But it is, again, it's something that you can eat a lot of and it doesn't fill you up too much. Like if I do 3 scoops of this, that's 150 grams of overall volume, and it ends up being like 125, 130 grams of carbs. So I've gone up to, I've gone up to 180, 200 grams of this in one serving, which gives you about 150 grams of carbs. So it's something you can get down. Your body digests it extremely well. It holds in your stomach very well, and so that's what you want to do, something pre-training. So on top of that, we want to have some kind of fat source pre-training. I'm a big fan of that because it lets you train longer and have more endurance throughout the training. You don't just burn through those proteins and carbs very fast. You actually have some fats to slow it down. So what that'll involve is we're going to do some almond butter here, of course, from Pride Foods. What we have amount-wise is we are going to do 130 grams of rice and grinds. So again, I'm doing that mixture again. I have other flavors, but these are the only 2 I have open right now. So I'm just doing the same thing because I like it. So 130 grams is a little too much. She sounds upset. 130 grams of ricin grinds. We're gonna do 30 grams of almond butter, and then more Mega Fit stuff here, so more chicken. And we're gonna do 6 ounces of grilled chicken from Mega Fit Meals. So very, very simple. Like I said, you want to stick with something that your body is used to that can digest very well. It's more about performance, not so much about taste. And we're gonna get this in, let it digest for about an hour, and then we're perfect to go. So let's watch Loba getting this done, and we'll head to the gym. All right, we are just adding in the toppings here. So I do a little cinnamon. I did forget to mention, that's why I'm back, is I also do 100 grams of blueberries. So like I said, 130 grams of cream of rice. We are doing 30 grams of almond butter. And then to top it off, we will do 100 grams of blueberries. And then the protein source is the chicken. So we're gonna get this down, digest, head to the gym, get a killer workout in, and we will see you for the post-workout. All right, so we are gonna be getting ready to go to the gym here. And I know it's a full day of eating video, but we also wanna show supplementation. And also I do get some macros, some carbs in the intro workout, so I wanna show you that to make it a full day, right? So we're heading to the gym here in a second, so we're gonna do a pre-workout. I always do a pre-workout. I always side on the edge of these Bum series, the Thavage. This one is blackberry lemonade. It's a very, very good flavor. I also will do, since we're more of a pump day today, I'm going to do 2 scoops of, about 1.5 scoops of pump. So there. So that's the pre, that's easy. I'll just take that about 10 minutes before we get there. This is the main one, so this is gonna be the intro workout. I am huge, huge, huge on intro workouts because they initiate the recovery before you even need to leave the gym from that first session. So you're always gonna be ready for the next day if you're starting recovery early. So by having some kind of carb source, you know, hydration source, those are gonna help you start to initiate recovery during your workout. And also it'll bring them some immediate, you know, direct glycogen to your muscles. You know, might get a little bit more boost during your workout just from the sugars involved. But overall, I have been using an intra for the last 6-7 years. I think it's very, very vital and important. I think everybody should be doing it. And it just varies on how much carbs you want to put in there. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing actually 50 grams of carbs. I like to split that up. So I actually do 25 grams of this intro workout just as just unflavored. And then I do 25 grams of this fuel, the orange flavor. That way the fuel is more of like a hydration carb mix. And then this is just pure, this is the cluster dextrin, I believe. Yes, so this is just pure cluster dextrin. And this is a mix of both with some hydration products in it too. It's just, the orange is, I'm not a huge flavor, like I'm not a huge like, it's a candy flavor guy. So I noticed that too much of that, it just wasn't sitting well with me during the workout. So what I did is broke it up. I densed it down a little bit with more just unflavored carbs, and this is a perfect ratio right here, so half and half. Also to that, I will add 1 scoop of creatine, so about 5 grams there for the intro workout. And then finally, I do 10 more grams of the glutamine. So glutamine is gonna be vital for recovery as well as digestion. So I like to do that intra. So these 4 will go into that, you know, probably 30 ounces of water and just sip on it throughout the workout. So that is the nutrition for the workout today. That's gonna probably stay the same. Once we get closer to the show, the carbs will go down, so we'll probably go down to like 25 grams or whatever. But for now, we use this, you know, to help us with our recovery, you know, aid us in our performance, and it's gonna help you and yours as well. So we will see you after the gym. Give me a little pull, buddy. Yep. Yeah. 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 Yep. Good. Yes. All right, so we just got back from training back. Really, really good workout. So we need to get some instant fuel. So what meal, post-workout meal, I guess this is technically meal 3 on the day, the post-workout. It needs to be something that's very fast-acting. So you're thinking, you know, very basic carbs, very basic proteins, not fats in this meal, just because you don't want to slow down digestion too much. You want to get something, you're going to refuel that glycogen into the muscles. You want to like initiate the recovery steps. So you want to get food, you want to get energy in as fast as you can. So you want to go with the more fast-acting sources. So what that calls for is I'm going to go with some kind of rice base as well as a protein. So this is when I like to use whey protein. Obviously the IFBB protein. My favorite is the vanilla oat milk cookie. I live with this one. Like I said, you can't beat just a really good vanilla flavor. It kind of goes with everything. So when you're combining it with food, you usually want to get something that mixes well. So this is going to be my cereal meal. I know people are like, oh my God, I use cereal, but it's very basic Rice Krispies cereal. So this is just rice cereal. All it is just, like I said, when you look at this, the first ingredient is rice. Obviously, it does have a little bit of sugars. I think 4 grams per serving, right? With 1.5 cups. But this is just another good source of rice that can be very immediate and very fast acting. We'll probably switch, you know, obviously as prep goes. We usually, when we get closer to a show, we'll go to either like pure rice or like I said, cream of rice. But for now, we keep the cereal in. We'll just do water with the protein. It doesn't taste bad. Like I said, the good thing, the vanilla flavor, vanilla oatmeal is really good. So you taste a lot of that. So 8 ounces of water. We're gonna go 2 scoops or a little bit over 2 scoops. I do 65 grams of whey isolate from Raw Nutrition. And then we're gonna do 110 grams of rice cereal. Okay. And again, this one's very, very fast, very quick to make. And there it is. Very, very simple. Just get home, bust out the cereal, bust out the water, bust out the whey protein, get it in, and keep eating the rest of the day. We'll see you at meal 4. All right, it is time for meal number 4. Probably my favorite meal because it's the most simple meal. It's just beef and rice, and you can make it within 5 minutes and get it down within, well, it takes me about 10 minutes, but maybe 15. So, but this is real easy, simple. Like I said, I keep it very general. You know, a lot of rice products, I want my digestion to be on point, so I don't throw too many variations there. Just oats, different rice variations is all I really need. And then obviously different protein sources depending on what fats I need to. So what this is gonna look like is I actually use, I'm still using these. This is just a rice packet. Obviously I've been eating rice out of a rice cooker off the stove for many years, but I ended up finding these rice packets, these Bibigo rice packets from Costco, I believe. But they're just so good. I'm not gonna lie, it's almost like a sticky, like almost like sushi rice. But the macros are really good on them. The main thing is in this packet, it's about 70 grams of carbs worth of rice. So that measures out, say if you're doing cooked rice, that's about, 250 grams, 225 grams of cooked rice. And so that's what this calls for. So these work perfect for my diet right now. So all I do is just warm this up. Just takes 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds in the microwave. So while I'm doing that, just put this in. Rice will be done in 1.5 minutes. I then go for beef. We are doing a Mega Fit meal. This is 93.7 ground beef. This is no seasoning on this, which I like because I can add my own. But this is very good. What I'll do here is I'm going to do 8 ounces of 93.7 beef. A little too much. All right, and then finally I will go. I do a little taco seasoning. Hey, it's Tuesday, right? A little Taco Tuesday action. A little taco seasoning before I warm it up. And then lastly, we will do more fats. So this is pure avocado oil. That's what I prefer. Matters what kind of oil you use. You can use an olive oil, avocado oil, MCT oil. There's many different types out there. I prefer the avocado. It digests the best. It tastes the best to me. So we'll do 20 grams of that. So we're getting fats from the red meat, obviously, but mainly a lot more comes from the avocado oil. So this is gonna be more of a higher fat meal for me, which is perfectly fine. Because like I said, I still need quite a few calories to, support my training, my recovery, and everything. And so you can get a lot of that from fats, and it doesn't fill you up too much, or it doesn't mess up digestion. So oils, olive oils, avocado oils helps a lot with that. So again, just to recap, we have 8 ounces of ground beef, 93.7. We have 70 grams worth of carbs from white rice, jasmine rice. We have 20 grams worth of avocado oil. And then I'll do just a little bit of taco sauce on top. So again, this is very simple. I'll just drink some water with it, get another one now, and then we'll head to meal 5. Let's get this in. What's up? We are back. It is meal 5, so we are getting through this day. nice and full, but we keep it going. That's what we do. So we are going to go to another easier style meal, but it's a traditional chicken rice, but also some fats added to it and just some other accessories. What it's going to involve is more Mega Fit chicken. So we'll warm this up on the stove. We're going to do 8 ounces of chicken. We're going to do another one of these packets. So like I said, it's about 225 grams of cooked jasmine rice, or sushi rice I like to call it. And it's about 70 grams of carbs in there. So we'll do 1 pack of that in the microwave. And we got 30 grams of more of almond butter. This one is brown sugar and cinnamon flavored, which goes good well with the chicken and the rice. And then lastly, we will also do 1 banana with it. So another pretty simple meal. Just got to get good macros in. As you'll see here, in how, I'm going to teach you a little bit about how prep works. Obviously, with it being 12 weeks out with more food, as you dial into the show, you want to lose more body fat, of course. You want to lean out the basics, but you'll have to start cutting food, right? So things that you'll see with me, especially, or with anybody trying to cut food, is you need to start taking things out. And usually it's carbs to start with. So over these next few weeks, you'll see the bananas disappear. Usually the fruits start going away. They don't have to. It just matters on the person's response. But usually what will happen is you'll start hitting plateaus and you'll want to get leaner and leaner. So you have to reduce calories. So how Matt Jansen does for myself and all his clients, usually it's, the fruits are kind of taken out as you go. The extra fluff, maybe if you have some honey in there or some juices or something, those things go. And then you kind of stick with the basics of chicken, rice. Almond butter usually stays in, or some kind of oil to keep the good fats in. But you'll see those things. You might think, well, I get to enjoy a bunch of fruit. Right now I do, but those things will slowly go out as we go. But that's what it is right now. And like I said, this is what I usually do is I usually just combine this all into a bowl. I'm not going to lie. The chicken, the rice, almond butter, and the banana, I just put it into a bowl, mush, and it does taste very, very good with some sea salt on it. But I'm actually going to make it look kind of pretty. We got to take a few pictures of it as well. So I'll try to make it look pretty on the plate, and you guys will see that in the result very soon. She's hilarious, dude.
Where is mommy?
Me.
All right, we are finally there. It's the last meal of the day. So this is meal number 6. I'm actually going to consume this in the middle of the night. So how the last couple months have looked, when I was originally on 5 meals a day and I bumped it up to 6. But if you didn't know about my past, I had some digestive issues last year before the Olympia. So I had to pull out of the Olympia because of that. And so this whole year has been just a gradual, obviously I had to take care of that first. So we got all my digestive issues taken care of. And then I did a gradual push up all throughout this year to this point. And one main thing I saw with that is making sure my digestion was on track, was spacing out my meals evenly. So before, these years previously, when my stomach could handle it, younger even, is you could eat every 2 hours, and just even when you were hungry, you would just stuff it in and it'd be there. After doing that for 8 years straight, eventually, my GI tract was not happy with me, my digestive system was not happy with me, and that all spilled over, and I had some issues there. So I had to rebuild my gut lining, went through that whole process, and now we got it very, very good again. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing this correctly and making sure my digestion always comes first. And it's been a great year doing that. So with that said, that is why I do a shake in the middle of the night. I always wake up in the middle of the night anyway to go to the bathroom or something. So I get up about 2 or 3. I just go to the fridge, down the shake, and then I go back to bed. You don't have to do it that way. Like I said, a lot of people don't like to fast over that, which ideally that would probably be better. But me being someone that has to consume so many calories in one day, it's better for me to space them all out. And then as we go through prep here, obviously meal volume will go down, so I'll probably move that meal up to later, before bed, and move everything else up. So we'll get to that point, but I'm not there yet, and that's why we're doing that now. Yeah. So this is a shake that I kind of built a long time ago that I really, really like. It's extremely tasty, but also it has all the right macronutrients in it to be kind of a food replacement shake, you know what I mean? So it's not just, your standard whey protein shake. It has good sources with some oats. We got some blueberries. We got some almond butter. So what it's going to look like, I'm doing more of that vanilla oatmeal cookie. So this is my favorite. So we're going to do 60 grams of vanilla oatmeal cookie whey isolate. I advise that you do some kind of vanilla with this. I think I've tried different flavors and I've found that vanilla works best. vanilla base works best with these shakes. It blends well with the oats, the blueberries, and everything involved. So we go 60 grams of the way I said it. I didn't do 100 grams of, I do frozen blueberries here. They just work a little bit better with this, and it's more convenient. You can save them for a long time if you need to. We'll do 100 grams of 100 grams of blueberries here. Next is more almond butter. I do quite a bit of that throughout the day. So we're gonna do another 30 grams here of that. I'm gonna have to push it down here. And then finally, to top it off, I am doing on plan right now 100 grams of quick oats. So this is just organic quick oats that I buy from the store. I'm gonna put in these bins, and we are there. And all I do now is I will just mix it up, put it in the blender. Before I go to bed, I blend it, I put it in the fridge, and it's a nice little shake right in the middle of the night. You could also do it for the morning too if you need to. Somebody that trains early in the morning, I've had a lot of people, I give them this idea to make the night before, wake up in the morning, down it right away. It's almost like an overnight oats kind of thing, and then you can do a train right after that. So it's a good idea for that as well. But that is gonna be a wrap on my day. So that's 6 meals that I have right now. Food is not super high, but still decently high. And then we'll continue to kind of lower that ahead, and maybe we'll do another one down the road when I get closer to the show, so you guys can compare to what a open bodybuilder looks like 12 weeks out compared to something closer. So appreciate you guys staying tuned, tagging along, and I'm gonna go head to bed and get this down, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.